We spin to figure out what team we rebuild. We got about 2.5 months to do it before the new game comes out. Obviously, I think the Rockies are on here. If we land on the Rockies, obviously we won't do them again. But let's figure it out. Miami. You know what? That's fitting. We never finished Marlins franchise back in 2019. We never did it. I should have just came back with that in the first place. But the Miami Marlins will be our rebuild series until MLB The Show 24 comes out. We are heading to Miami. My God. That's awesome. That's really fitting. Well, determined by the spin of a random wheel just yesterday, it is the Miami Marlins as our next MLB The Show franchise. This will take us up to MLB The Show 24. We won 2 World Series back-to-back with the Colorado Rockies after we kind of fluttered for a little while. a one-season rebuild. Maybe. Might not be much of a rebuild. They've got some pieces. We just got to fill in the holes. But way back in 2019, before I stopped streaming, we were doing a Marlins rebuild, which was very surprising. Oh, I see what you're saying. We were doing a Marlins rebuild, and we never really finished it. So the fact that the Marlins came up on a random wheel, I kind of thought was fitting. I really probably should have done the Marlins from the very start. But we're doing them now. And today we're going to at least get into the season and look at the rosters. Might make a few moves, but I don't think we're going to do too much today. This Marlins team... fucking demo mode. This Marlins team might actually have enough to make the playoffs in year one. It's a possibility, but I'm not entirely sure. So we're going to start a new franchise. The current rosters. And where are they? Right there. The Miami Marlins with the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp and the Pensacola Blue Wahoos. Okay, so GM contracts, we're going to leave those off because we don't want Miami Marlins franchise to suddenly turn into Oakland Athletics franchise. So we're not going to do that. No fantasy draft, no non-active free agents. CPU roster control, we don't need. CPU trading is on. Ignore budgets off, force trades off, DH and extra innings runner are on. We are going to do everything other than the scouting. So we're going to set the lineups. We're going to do all that. We're going to manage the roster. That's about it. I'm going to let the scouts do what they are paid big money from the Miami Marlins to do. Our home, the mothership of Miami Marlins franchise. What? Well, I don't know why. Don't know why I went anywhere else. What do the Marlins look like? Oh, well, I like this a lot. 19-year-old Yuri Perez. A potential 92 overall, and he's only 19. That is huge. The rest of the rotation, actually, got some pieces here. I mean, Alcantara's rather old. Or, sorry, it's Alcantara. The Tigers, I remember back in the day, had a guy with the same last name, and they pronounced it Alcantara. But Sandy Alcantara, Trevor Rogers is also a potential 25. But the guy I'm honestly most excited about is Edward Cabrera. I'm really hoping that he develops into a stud, works on that control a little bit, because I've faced Cabrera a decent amount in this game, and that sinker can be absolutely lethal. So we're going to hope for the best on Edward Cabrera. There's another A potential at 18 years old, Noble Meyer. Interesting. Okay, so we got potential for pitching on this team. The bullpen, outside of A.J. Puck, Anthony Bender, Andrew Nardi, we're pretty old at the bullpen. Matt Moore, David Robertson. I didn't even know he was still in the league. And then closer Tanner Scott. 87 overall, 28 years old. Feel like once we start simulating that overall is going to go down. All right, catcher is an obvious hole. I just realized my entire time my phone wasn't fucking charging on this thing. Oops. Oopsie. So catcher's going to be an obvious hole. 29 and 26 years old, and neither one of them are very good. The contact for Nick Fortes does look pretty sick, but outside of that, we don't have any development, any prospects to develop at this stage. Don't like our look at catcher. First base is arguably even worse. Man, Josh Bell, what happened? This dude mashed for a little bit. Yeah, first base is a real problem. Luis Arraez is a player that we could build around. Only 25. He's got some utility to him. Plays anywhere in the infield, but also in the outfield. 99 contact against right and left. Just no power. But that's not an issue. We can survive just fine with contact. Third base. I mean, Jake Berger's got a nice overall right now, and he's got really good power. But outside of that, looking real rough. We do have Jacob Berry here. B potential, 21 years old. Gonna have to see some quick growth out of him if he's gonna be any massive part of this team's future. John Beardy is already 33 years old. We do have Jordan Groshans, which has potential to be a part of this team. However, hitting's got to be the thing that improves the most, because the hitting is not going to keep him on this team. And Garrett Hampson is 28, so we got that 91 speed. It's not going to last very long. I just realized I never switched scenes. Oops. Unprofessional streamer. And I fucking hate the fucking Marlins logo. I was kind of making some stuff yesterday, and I'm just like, I hate the fact that it's just black. And it's black on black. It's kind of Miami's thing at this moment in time. So that's what you get down there. Yeah, so John Birdie, outfielders, Brian De La Cruz, 26 years old, not going to be able to get much there. Jesus Sanchez, I don't have a lot of hope. Chaz Chisholm is 25, A potential in center field. Obviously, this is a player that we're going to want to keep around for a little bit, but me personally, his stats against lefties, I mean, he might be our Brendan Rodgers here in this franchise, where we just use him against right-handers. I don't know, for the time being. Jorge Soler, 31 years old. He's going to be on the decline soon. Right now, I like those hitting stats if we are to make the playoffs this year. Manny Miggy, Avisail Garcia. I didn't know he was here. That's interesting. When did he get 70 speed? Man weighs 250 pounds, got 70 speed. And that is that's the Miami Marlins roster. Well, the first simulation for Marlins franchise. AA problem, who cares? Rocky, I got really worried for a second that like some auto trade was on. Wait, they are. What the fuck? Why? Why is that happening? No, what is that? Auto? No! Why would I have trades on auto? Good lord. All right, so what did the computer just trade? There's transactions completed. Alan Trejo for Peyton Burdick. We just acquired a D potential fucking second baseman? What is that? I mean, I'm just going to let this go. I'm not going to trade for this guy back. 26 years old, C potential. But what is the point of that trade? Continue the simulation. Auto fix those. Noel Gonzalez out for a few days. Just keep him active. Oh, this fucking AAA injury update. Jesus. No. MLB only. Why the hell? I don't care about minor league injuries. Oh. We already have a big trade here. The Atlanta Braves just acquired Josh Hader. They gave up AJ Minter, Bryce Elder. Well, the Miami Marlins finished their first month under our control at 10-19. Obviously not ideal. All right, well, May was a better month, I think. We're now 24-32. It is still not looking very good for the Marlins in year one, but in a way, that's kind of what we want. Johnny Cueto out 2 to 3 months. Well, we finished June at 38-45. Seems like a good time to do a little bit of a stat check on who we got here. Yuri Perez is 3-4. 3-4. ERA is fine, I guess. You hope for better from a 92 overall. Alcantara's 8-5. I did it again. Alcantara. ERA is a bit high. Luzardo, 6-8 with a 4.4 ERA. Braxton Garrett, 7-3 with a 4.29. And then Trevor Rogers is in the minors. Cabrera, 4-6 with an ERA near 5. It's a growth year. We'll be okay. Good outings from Matt Moore. 16 2/3 innings. ERA under 2. We like that. Oh, Kurt. That ERA is concerning. An ERA nearing 6. This isn't good as well. 2-4 for our closer? Why is our closer pitching in all these games? Saves. He's got 20. He's blown 3. He has a hold for some reason. Ooh, and we already have our first draft, the 2023 first-year player draft. No idea where we're picking. I can't imagine too well. I think the Marlins made the playoffs last year. All right, we are picking 10th. That's a lot better than I expected. Did the Marlins not make the playoffs in 2022? First pick in the draft. Won't have any idea who this is. Andres Rosa. Starting pitcher, potential 82-94. That looks pretty nice. Pick 2, the Nationals. Houston Tyler. Relief pitcher. 82-96 potential. Opted out of his... That was our number 1 draft rank? Really? And the third pick in the draft, this is... I can't tell. Is that Detroit? It is Detroit. They take Tim Paulson. Third baseman. He was 2 on our draft board. 4 minutes on the clock now. So these guys a little bit interchangeable. 6th and 5th rank, 5 and 6 there. I feel like it's got to be one of those two. Because then it really falls off. Oh, they're both closers. I mean, it's really not the worst thing in the world. Are we at the back end of the... Where? There we go. All right. So Chavez. I feel like we got to go with Medina. Even though he opted out of the doctor exam. Simply because he has interest and we've scouted him a bit more. We'll pick Willie Medina. All right, we have a competitive balance round A pick. That's a bit of a shock. Another reliever. Where the fucking... Turk Montoya. Well, we're going to take him. We're definitely going to take his fucking chops off of him. That's a terrible look. But to have a position player as a young prospect, 100% scouting progress, potential anywhere from 81 to 93, can also play second and third. We like that. And now into round 2, where it's going to get dicey and we're going to start having a kind of guess. Another reliever that we scouted. I see where the scouting focused on relief pitching, even though our relief pitching is 6th ranked. So I'm just going to try and take a player at a position that we need. Already took an infielder that can help us out. Position players, it's all bad. So we need a position player that we have scouted a little bit. Tanner Portillo, 76 overall, or 76 potential at minimum, 98 at max. Low starting overall, though. He is 19, so that's really not all that bad. We're going to take Tanner Portillo here. Into round 3. Got another outfielder. 70 to 99 potential. We've got him ranked higher on our draft board than the rest of Major League Baseball. 82nd. But, I mean, pitcher, shortstop. But we don't really know a lot about him. And I like the high interest right off rip. So, Jason Gonzalez, welcome to the Marlins. Pick 114. A second baseman here. We could take this Jimmy Kidd simply because there's a chance he's a 93 overall. Now, yeah, I mean, he's 21. Maybe we should probably avoid that. Got some 18-year-olds here. Let's take Lauren Castaneda instead. Just because he's 18. Low starting overall, but he is pretty young and has interest, and we've scouted him a little bit. Round 5. A first baseman, which we desperately need. If this guy could pan out, that would be awesome. Anthony De Los Santos. Ranking him higher than the rest of baseball is. Also plays third. A switch hitter. Oh boy, that would be huge. Round 6. A catcher. We scouted this guy a little bit, and he's got 82 to 93 potential. What the fuck? 22 years old, though. So we better hope for a high starting overall, even though that doesn't look to be the case. Also plays first and third. We'll take catcher Chad Wolf. And that is the end of our first draft in charge of the Marlins. We have until August 1st to sign our picks. All right, one final game before the All-Star break here. We beat the Phillies, and Edward Cabrera's back. Nobody from the Marlins in the home run derby. We will skip that. Don't know if there's going to be any All-Stars in here. No. Oh, Tanner Scott was in the running for closer. I don't think he's going to make it. Catcher, no fucking prayer. Where's our first catcher? All the way down here, Jacob Stallings. First base, I'd imagine also no shot. Josh Bell, not even close. Luis Arraez is almost there. I don't think he's going to make the team, though. So pretty much the only other chance I think we're going to have. Ooh. Garrett Hampson at shortstop, actually. He may have very well made the team. That's a surprise. John Birdie as well. Left field. Brian De La Cruz finishes third. We did better than I thought. Chisholm is third. We'll skip over the All-Star game, but we will sign draft picks. Can we sign you right away? No. You? No. You? Yes. Slot value at 1.7. We won't cheat him out. And he declined our offer. Thank you very much. Still can't offer a contract to the first two. If I just offer him the same thing over and over. Yeah. I thought so. Tanner Portillo does sign, so that frees up that third priority spot. That's good. Can offer a contract here. Try this. And he does sign. That's a beefy boy. Look at the fucking thighs and the calves on that lad. And another contract that we can get in here. We'll just do that. Offer decline. Fuck. And finally offer a contract here to our first round pick, Willie Medina. Slot value is 4.98. Offer him right at it. And he declined it. Can't offer a contract there. Still declining that. Jacob Stallings with a torn MCL out for over 6 months. The IL you go. Let's sign some draft picks again, I guess. We'll go a little bit cheaper, but not that much. And he's still declining the offer. Still can't do anything with Montoya. Finally. Castaneda signs. That still leaves us 2 players that we have left to sign here. Alright. De Los Santos signs. If we can get this Chad Wolf out of the way right now, that'd be great. And we do. So now, it's just those 2. We're running out of time to sign draft picks, but we have enough time. Try this. He is still Willie Medina. And I can't, this whole time, I've been unable to sign this Dirk Montoya. Jesus Sanchez out for 1 to 2 months. Not like this season was going overly well for the Marlins in the first place, but it's not going well at all now. Another chance at draft picks. We really can't cheap out here, I guess. We finally get Medina signed. That's good. And now Montoya. We can finally offer him a contract, and he is on. So we sign all our draft picks. So if I go into relief pitchers, throw Matt Moore on there, suggest a trade, just go all. I don't anticipate getting much. So a lot of D potentials. There was a B there. Miguel Cabrera. That's certainly an interesting one. All right, so we've gone through all the trades. So that's not very beneficial. Am I seeing that every reliever we have is on a 1-year deal? Every single one? We're going to try... Josh Bell's under contract for another year after this one. I feel like I want to get this contract off the books. Max Scherzer. Scherzer is 76 overall. What has happened? All right, well, we're not going to trade for Max Scherzer. That's a B potential catcher and Ivan Herrera. Back to the trades. Who else should we be thinking about shipping off here? John Birdie might be able to get us something. It's all B potential, unfortunately. Really looking at these ones that are only getting me 1 player in return. 28. Whoa! Oh, that's Scherzer. Could trade for Victor Robles, I suppose. We'll simulate past the trade deadline. Fix the lineups. We've already signed draft picks. And we can get the rest of this season done and over with. Marlins sit at 61 and 73 after the month of August. And even after the trades, we didn't do anything crazy at the deadline. We really didn't fall off that much. We barely had a worse month, maybe a couple losses more than we had the whole rest of the year anyway. So that doesn't really hurt us. So we'll simulate through this month of September. Jesus. What does it take to get through the season? So Marlins finish year one, 73 and 89. Really not as bad as it could have been. Texas Rangers and the Philadelphia Phillies in the World Series. NLCS took 7 games. ALCS took 6. Rangers, Phillies. All right, they get that week off. All right, through 4 games, series tied 2-2. Philly won both games at home, as did Texas. Texas is up 3-2. Philly ties it. World Series Game 7, and the Phillies are World Series champions in year 3.